Hey, I'm Big Dave from B105, and every year for the past few years, I've had the honor of emceeing something really special for the DCCH Center for Families over in, well, you say Fort Mitchell on Orphanage Road, and this has been a great thing. Swing into Spring. It's a great event, and this year because of all the recent events, where we haven't been able to do it. And not rescheduling it, and it's going to go completely online. And I've got some guests here with me that are joining me literally right next to me here. Bob Wilson, the director of DCCH. Hey, Bob.
Hi, how you doing, Dave?
Doing great. So before we get to the auction, because this year we're going to have just an auction online for the DCCH. Now, normally you'd go over where we have it and you'd walk around the tables and look at everything and put in your bids or do it on your phone and however. Can't do it that way this year, so it's going to be a little bit different.
That's correct. Yes, it's an online auction. We're really grateful to the team for the planning team for putting this together. This is our largest fundraiser of the year that helps benefit our kids in residential treatment. We depend on that funding, and so this team did a quick about face and adapted the format in light of everything that's been going on with the pandemic, and we're just extremely grateful.
I think it is. And as the director of DCCH, you know how important it is because this is one of your biggest fundraisers of the year. You take that away, and that's a big chunk of your funds gone.
That's absolutely true. We have a residential program that serves 35 kids, 35 to 38 kids, ages 6 to 12, or 6 to 14, excuse me. And actually, the amount of money that we get reimbursed for the services that we provide is not enough to cover the cost. We run at almost $1 million a year deficit, and we rely on this event heavily to plug up that hole in the boat. So we are extremely grateful for any help that people could provide us.
Absolutely. And that's what this is going to be all about. And that, like I said, that online auction for all the items we would have seen at Swing into Spring, they're going to be there. And Laura down here is going to tell us a little bit about them here in just a second. But Bob Hoffer, my second Bob, right below Bob Wilson there. Bob, you kind of came up with a Swing into Spring a few years back, and it's kind of your little child, if you will.
First, Big Dave, thank you for helping us out at DCCH, and most importantly, helping out the kids there. You've been gracious with your time, and I just want to share with everybody, the morning after the event in 2019, Big Dave texted me the next morning, said, make sure you give me the dates for 2020. So yeah. Thank you for doing that.
Well, I didn't get to, I've done it, I think the past 3 or 4 years. It's always great. In our past couple of years, I've done it with our friend Lisa Cooney from Channel 5. And we have it. I don't, it's just a shame what has gone on, but I think making something out of it positive is a great thing, and it still gets to help DCCH, and that's what it's all about.
It really is, and I think the thing that is compelling for me is I had a great childhood, and I woke up every morning knowing that I was going to get a hug and a kiss. When I left for school, I'd have a warm meal. I'd have people give me unconditional love, and for me, Dave, what makes this most compelling is that those 38 children at DCCH, most of them have been physically and sexually abused since they were very young. Mm-hmm. And, when they wake up in the morning, they wake up in fear because everyone who's supposed to have loved them has asked for sexual favors or beaten them. They wake up with no hope when they come to DCCH because there's nothing to be looked forward to except another horrible day. Through the treatment that they receive, through the wonder workers at DCCH, lives of these kids are changed. They're prepared for foster homes, for people who actually love them unconditionally and ask for nothing in return, and they're prepared for adoption. The numbers of adoptions that have happened over the last 10 years is just mind-boggling. So for me, this is an easy ask, an easy time commitment.
Sure.
Because you can make a difference in somebody's life. We started this 15 years ago as a fundraiser to really get the name of DCCH out in the community about what they do, because a lot of people don't know. And first year we made $25,000. Last year we grossed over $300,000. So the community is very, very generous.
Absolutely are. And like the Bob above you said there, Bob Wilson, that you got to have that money to make it happen because you have a tremendous overhead. And that's where we're going to bring it in, because this year, the Swing into Spring auction, you're actually going to be able to do this online June 22nd through June 27th. And then it'll culminate with some of the items being drawn and announced on the DCCH Facebook on a Facebook Live. Laura Arlinghouse, you're the co-chair of the auction. You've got a lot of planning and stuff still to go, don't you? You got to get that stuff out there. Tell us some of the things people can start bidding on here soon.
We are going to open up the raffles. We have 3 different raffles. One of them is called the Lucky Lotto, which has a lot of different raffle tickets that people can spend $5 a chance on. Mm-hmm. We also have a gift card bourbon raffle with worth about $620 or thereabouts worth of bourbon and gift cards. That's also $20 a chance. And then we also have a jewelry raffle where you'll get your pick of 3 different items. You get to take one of those 3 home with you, and that's $20 a chance too. And those will open up within the next week. On the 22nd, all of the silent auction items were open, and we have 207 already entered at the moment of auction items, ranging anywhere from a 23-year-old pappy to a furnace and an air conditioner to gift certificates, a flight lesson if you want to learn how to be a pilot. We have Notre Dame football tickets, you name it, and everything from children items to adult items to sports memorabilia.
Just a lot of stuff. And it's always fun to walk around and look at the things. And I believe you can go to this website, dcch20.givesmart.com, and that's where you can start seeing some of these items that people can bid on. And it's always so fun to walk around. I don't know about you, Bob Hoffer, but I always enjoy, like when I MC these events, is just walking around and taking a notepad and jotting down some of the things that I'd really like. And saying, hey, I'm going to mention these on the microphone, or maybe I shouldn't when I'm emceeing because then I'm trying to get it for myself. But there's so many wonderful things, and there's something for everybody.
There really is, Dave. You know, and the thing that we started a couple of years ago that has been really life-changing for the kids at DCCH is a thing we call the Gift of Hope. Mm-hmm. I know you've been there and watched it with amazement in my eyes, the generosity of people who. All we're doing is asking them who will donate $5,000. That'll provide 5 months of care for one child. You know, the amount of money that people give just on that, expecting nothing in return, is just phenomenal. And that is also on this year's website, so people have that opportunity as well.
So yeah, and what do we call those one more time, Bob?
The Gift of Hope.
The Gift of Hope. And we always go do that because I help and am seeing it, and people you start at $5,000 and start working your way down. And I mean, you just get a lot of money that way. And it's people giving selflessly because they're not really getting anything tangible in return for it, like the Pappy Van Winkle or anything of that nature. You're just getting the satisfaction and good feeling of knowing you're helping out a child who, like Bob referred to earlier, really needs that help. And DCCH, Bob Wilson, you guys can take that money and stretch it and make it work greatly for these kids.
We certainly can. You know, Bob mentioned it, and you did as well. In that particular raffle part of the event, I'm just overwhelmed by the generosity of people. And actually, in the midst of this pandemic, I am even more amazed at how people step up to help our organization to directly benefit our kids. You know, I've told people that I myself, during this whole situation, have experienced anxiety, confusion, fear. And I tell people, if you would multiply that times 10 or 20 or however much, you would get an idea of what these kids have experienced throughout their entire lives.
Absolutely.
And so, to see people step forward and really help these kids out, it's just an amazing thing. It's just such a blessing.
It is. And you know, you imagine, like you said, a lot of the fears and anxieties and things that we've been dealing with for the past few months. Just imagine doing that without just knowing that there's no one else that cares about you. You know, right. You have that hopeless or helpless feeling.
And on top of that, these kids have just not had a chance to feel safe and to be a kid. And that's, you know, on a most basic level, that's what we're trying to offer these children. It's let them know that life can be a safe place, mm-hmm. and that they do have an opportunity to do a lot of the kid type things that they've never had a chance to do.
That's wonderful. Yeah. Laura, go ahead, Bob. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say the one thing I heard today, and it just broke my heart and made me cry, is one little boy who's there. We'll give him the name of Charlie. True story. whenever one of the staff members is being very kind to him, which happens daily, his response is, "What do you want from me? You're being too kind."
Yeah.
So it's emblematic of the kids and the hurt that they're enduring on a daily basis.
Yeah, I've been out there before over to DCCH, and I mean, I guess it was about a year and a half ago. You guys contacted me that you had a young man named, I'm not going to say his name, but that was there, who was a big fan of our radio show and of B105, and he did his own radio show inside Bob's office every day.
That was one of the most touching things that I've witnessed since I've been here. And
well, you guys, Bob Wilson, got in touch with me, and you guys did, and said, would you come be a guest on his radio show, which isn't really being broadcast. He's just practicing to be a DJ. And we surprised him by me walking into your office to be a guest on his show, and it was nice. And I went to see him a couple other times out there. And one time when I was there, they had just brought in another child who had just been taken out of no telling what, like you spoke of, Bob Hoffer. And he was just sitting down and he was playing on an Xbox in like the kind of common area that the kids have there. And I thought, man, that's probably the safest this kid's felt in years.
Amen.
And that's what DCCH brings to the table. Exactly. And I think that's why, Laura, I think it's very important for this auction to be a success, because it's different. We don't really know how this is going to work, as compared to there being live bodies in a place we're kind of holding them hostage a little bit. Now they're going to be in the friendly confines of their own houses, on computers or on phones doing this, and there's not any peer pressure. So how do you feel it's going to go?
I think it's going to go exceptionally well. We have more items than we've ever had, because we usually have some raffle baskets that we put those items onto the silent auction this year. So we have a lot of items. We have entered a lot of information. The pictures are multiple photos of every single item, the detailed descriptions. As Linda and I were saying last night, my other co-chair, I think we've spent hours and hours and hours of entering data just so people know what is in each basket and each package.
Sure.
All we need to do is get people to bid, and then we can help support these children that give them the gift of hope.
And that's what we need to do. And it's happening June 22nd through the 27th. And it's basically, you got plenty of time. I mean, that's going to be a long time for somebody who's getting outbid constantly on something. So yeah, I don't know how but you know what, it'll make it a little bit fun. But DCCH20.givesmart.com is what you go to. And that's where you can start it. You can just start doing it. And we need people to start doing it, don't we, guys?
We do.
Yeah.
It can make a difference in a kid's life.
Absolutely. A much, much better life is what they've got after they leave DCCH. And by the way, the young man that wanted to do radio and everything, I was tickled when you guys told me that he found a home, a family.
I think he's gunning for your job, Big Dave.
Well, you know what? I'm kind of glad, that maybe he's in a different market now, so I don't have to worry about keep looking over my shoulder there and stuff. So, but I'm happy as I can be for that. So, guys, you want to close out with any words before we turn it over to people and their checkbooks and their credit cards?
There you go. Dave, I just want to echo Bob's sentiments. Thank you so much for the opportunity to come on here and promote this event and get the word out about our kids. And I also want to thank our Swing in the Spring committee, Bob and Laura, for turning on a dime to really put this together, and just really ask the public to check out our auction. We have some of the best items around, and please know that every bit of the money that is generated will be put to good use for our kids.
Sure. I think so. Absolutely. Once again, it's DCCH20.givesmart.com. Laura, is there any way we could get just a gift basket full of hand sanitizer and cleaning wipes? That might
we actually do have some masks in the Cincinnati Reds package that were made with Cincinnati Reds.
Good. I think if you can find some Lysol cans, I'm serious. If we can find cans of Lysol for someone to donate that, wipes, maybe a couple of pumps of hand sanitizer, that might be the biggest item on the bill, Bob offered.
I think you're right.
Absolutely. Well, DCCH20.givesmart.com, and remember, it's happening June 22nd through the 27th. It's coming up right now. It's going on. So let's give. And Bob Wilson, you guys get this money, and I know you'll do wonderful things with it.
We appreciate it. Thanks so much, Dave.
Thanks.
Thank you, guys. One
See
more
ya.
time, we'll throw that up there. So share it with a friend, get the word out. This is a wonderful place. And you know what? They need your help, and it's time for everybody to step up. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.